Hey, listener name, welcome back. You know how sometimes you bite into like a crisp apple and you wish you had a little more bite back?
Uh-huh. I know what you mean.
Well, today we're diving deep into a solution that might have crossed your mind. Snap-in dentures. We're going to break down everything pulling from like all the good stuff from pasted text. So whether you're just starting to think about dentures or you've been researching for a while, consider this your cheat sheet. All right, so first things first, what even are snap-in dentures? Well, picture this. Regular dentures, but instead of just kind of chilling on your gums, they actually snap onto these anchors that are surgically placed right into your jawbone.
Yeah, it's like they're locked in.
Exactly. And those anchors, those are dental implants. That's the magic ingredient that makes snap-ins a whole different ballgame.
And the really cool part about those implants is that they actually fuse with your jawbone over time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called osseointegration.
Oseo what now?
Osseointegration. It's
Yeah.
a mouthful, right? Basically, the implant becomes like a part of you. Like if you think of a tree root system, it creates that super strong foundation for your dentures.
Okay, so it's like they're actually rooted in there. That makes a lot of sense. So let's say for someone who's thinking, okay, snap-ins, I'm intrigued. What does that process actually look like?
Well, first you've got your consultation with the dentist. They'll, create a custom game plan because everyone's mouth is a little different, right?
Everyone's unique.
Right. Then comes the surgery to place the implants, and here's where the patience comes in. It takes a bit for those implants to really get comfy. We're talking like 2 to 6 months of healing time. Yeah, that's super important for that whole osseointegration thing to really work its magic.
Exactly. It's like you're laying the groundwork.
And depending on your situation, you might need a second, smaller surgery just to uncover those implants and attach little extensions.
Okay.
But sometimes you can even skip that step. It really all just depends. Your dentist will be the best guide.
Yeah, they'll steer the ship.
Exactly.
And then the grand finale. Your dentist takes impressions and crafts your custom-made snap-in dentures. Like getting a tailored suit, but for your smile. Okay, so let's talk about why someone would even choose snap-in dentures in the first place.
Sure.
What's the big selling point? One word. Stability. Remember that apple we were talking about? With snap-in dentures, you can go to town on that thing without a worry in the world.
It's true.
They've got this reputation for being like seriously stable and comfortable. Way more so than traditional dentures.
Oh, yeah, by a long shot. And it all comes down to those implants because they're anchored right in your jawbone. That's the game changer. Plus, it's like a workout for your jaw.
What? Really?
Yeah, those implants actually stimulate bone growth, which is huge for preventing bone loss as you get older.
So it's like they're anti-aging, but for your jaw.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. Okay, so snap-in dentures, they sound amazing, but I got to ask, there's got to be a catch, right? What's the downside here?
Well, you're not wrong. No solution is perfect. One thing to consider is that the fit might not look as natural as traditional dentures, at least for some people,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to how it supports the lips and cheeks.
Okay, yeah, I can see how that would be a factor.
It really just depends on your own anatomy and how your dentist customizes the fit.
Right, right. Makes sense.
And then, of course, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, surgery. Snap-in dentures do require a more involved process. Remember that healing time we talked about?
Yeah, the 2 to 6 months.
Exactly. That's not going to be ideal for everyone.
And we can't forget about the cost, which I know is a big one for a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely. Snap-in dentures can be a bigger investment up front compared to traditional dentures. And insurance coverage, that can be a whole other beast. It really varies from plan to plan.
It's like comparing a fancy sports car to a reliable sedan. Both get you where you need to go, but the experience and the price tag are going to be different.
That's a great way to put it.
So how do they actually stack up head to head? When would you choose one over the other?
Well, like we said, snap-ins win when it comes to stability and comfort, plus those long-term bone health benefits. But if someone has already experienced significant bone loss, traditional dentures might still be a good option, especially if they're on a tighter budget.
It really all comes down to your individual needs and circumstances.
Exactly.
Speaking of things that might keep you up at night, what about sleeping with snap-in dentures? Is that a thing?
You know how you kick off your shoes at the end of a long day? Let your feet breathe?
Yeah, feels amazing.
It's kind of the same idea with snap-in dentures.
So you're saying don't wear these to bed every night?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. While the occasional nap with them in won't do any harm, if you're sleeping with any type of denture in every single night, it can increase your risk of infections.
Like what kind of infections are we talking?
Well, one example is oral thrush. It's a fungal infection that you really don't want to mess with.
Oh, no, I've heard of that.
Yeah, think of it like a super annoying, itchy rash but in your mouth. No fun.
Okay, yeah, no thanks. Not the bedtime story I was hoping for.
Yeah.
So removing them at night, it's the way to go,
Yeah.
even if it's just to let my gums have a little pajama party.
Mm.
But how do you keep these things clean? I mean, we're talking high-tech chompers here, so we've got to keep these high-tech chompers clean.
Yeah.
What's the routine?
It's actually easier than you'd think.
Oh, yeah.
Think of it like taking care of your normal teeth, just, with a couple extra steps. Daily brushing and rinsing, that's key.
Makes sense.
And don't forget about your gums. Gotta give those some love, too. And, of course, the tongue and the roof of your mouth, the whole 9 yards.
The whole shebang. Okay, so for the dentures themselves, what's the magic formula?
First, give them a good rinse under the tap, just to get any loose food particles out of the way.
Makes sense.
Then you grab a soft bristle toothbrush and some denture cleanser. Nothing too abrasive. We're talking gentle cleaning here, not like a deep scrub.
Gotcha. Gentle cleaning. And when I'm not rocking my new smile, where should they be hanging out?
A denture bath is great, or even just a simple container filled with water or a denture soaking solution that'll keep them from drying out and warping.
Like a little spa day for your dentures. Okay, speaking of spa days, I got to ask, these things don't come cheap, do they? What kind of investment are we talking about?
Yeah, you're right. Snap-in dentures can be a pretty penny. You're looking at often several $1,000s. And insurance coverage, well, that can feel like navigating a maze sometimes. But honestly, don't let that scare you off. Your best bet is to just chat with your dentist, schedule a consultation. They can give you a personalized quote and walk you through all the ins and outs of your insurance plan.
So you might be covered for more than you think.
Exactly.
Okay, so as we start to wrap up this deep dive on snap-in dentures, what are the key takeaways we should remember?
Well, it comes down to this. If you want a more stable, more comfortable alternative to traditional dentures and you're willing to spend a little extra, snap-in dentures are definitely worth checking out. But keep in mind, they do involve surgery, so they're not going to be the perfect fit for everyone.
It's all about finding that balance.
Yeah, right. Good.
And no matter what, whether you're leaning towards snap-in or traditional dentures, the most important thing is to talk to your dentist. They're like your own personal guide through this whole process. They'll help you weigh the pros and cons, figure out what's best for you. Listener name. Hey, thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Hopefully you're swimming away with a ton of new knowledge about snap-in dentures. And hey, if you're feeling ready to take the plunge, remember, the journey to a healthier, more confident smile, it all starts with a conversation. So until next time, keep exploring, and we'll catch you on our next deep dive.